Hey everyone, it's Ivan, KidBadger.com, here to bring you what will be part 1 in our look at both the Cherry Bomb as well as the Bottle Rocket by Q. If you're unfamiliar with the Cherry Bomb, it's basically Q's flagship muzzle brake, and there's a number of things going on with it. One, the internal geometry. If you're using a Q barrel, that's actually tapered. When you crank this thing down, basically the surfaces smear together, stays on there really good. You don't need Rocksett or anything like that. If you're going to use it on a square shouldered, like conventional barrel, you need to apply Rocksett to make sure the thing's on there. Additionally, the outside geometry allows it to match up with their silencers. And so as you're moving down, you have a taper, and then you have the threads past that. So what happens is when you screw a silencer on, screw it on hand tight, and when you go to take it off, basically it takes a little more force because of the magic of physics. And because when you screw it on, you have that taper surface there, it basically seals off so you don't get any gas or carbon into your threads. This is important because you don't end up like my buddy with a silencer and brake with threads and then a taper behind it, because again, tapers do a really good job of sealing gas. So it seals all that gas and carbon into your threads, and he basically broke his muzzle brake free trying to get his suppressor off. This alleviates that. Additionally, we have this guy, which affectionately known as the Yo-Dog, and it is the Bottle Rocket. It's basically another brake. Q responded to people's request for something to basically protect the threads. Honestly, you could probably use this really hard without having a can on it or anything else on it. Your threads would be fine, but this was their response. So we're going to take a look at them. To create a baseline, I have this little guy, 16-inch barrel. It's got an A2 bird cage on it, kind of like the standard in ARs. Behind me, I have a target about 10 yards away, and I'm gonna put 5 rounds as fast as I can into it, trying to keep this as level as possible. Is this scientific? Absolutely not, but it's what I'm about to do. Here we go, trying to keep them all in the head as fast as I can. All right, I can see from here, they're all in there. 1.28. As you can see, 10 yards, I got all 5 in the face, and that was 1.28. At this point, I'll go ahead and swap this guy out, see what the Cherry Bomb does. Makeshift armory station, got this guy on a Geisley reaction rod, so I'm gonna go ahead and break this bird cage loose from its crush washer, which I'm not a super huge fan of. I will say I definitely like crush washers a lot more than, say, timing with shims, which is a huge pain in the ass. But I now have this guy and this guy. My fix-it sticks, pretty rad. Comes with a, I believe it's half-inch, yeah, half-inch. And there's no flats on this guy, which I like, and it doesn't have to be timed. So use a half-inch socket, put it on there, crank this thing down. Again, it doesn't have to be timed because this is a antiquated squared shoulder on the barrel. It's supposed to use Rocksett. I'm not going to, because I don't want to wait like 24 hours or any of that other stuff. And I may pull this guy off and throw it on something else in the interim. So I will snug that guy down as much as I can. And we'll give this guy a go now. Time for more shade tree science. .16. It was definitely faster, and I think honestly I dropped a couple rounds. Bad on me. Impressive, right? Not my best work, but it's what just happened. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm gonna call a mulligan and try that again. I don't know what the hell I was or was not just doing. We'll try it again. For reals this time. 1.12. This time I definitely held tighter group, for whatever reason, off to this side a little bit. 1, 2, off the ear, 3, 4, and 5. Whatever, it is what it is. I'm not writing a scientific paper. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the bottle rocket on there, the Yo Dog, see what I get. The bottle rocket just threads right on here. Just need it hand tight. It's not gonna back out on you, again, because of tapers. And we will give this guy a go. .31. For the bottle rocket, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's up with dropping them off the ear? Either way. Having shot all 3 of these now, we'll look at some of the footage basically side by side. Basically just trying to look at the recoil impulse, how the weapon's moving, taking into consideration I am the variable, like a huge unreliable variable. And while I don't have a lab, and technically I am working on my PhD, even though I've only taken a couple junior college classes and have since am on a break, a little leave of absence, it's basically the best I got right now. So does this definitively, objectively, scientifically prove anything? Absolutely not. Like, apples to oranges for one with the A2 birdcage, which is a flash hider as opposed to a muzzle brake. But it's also a standard that a lot of people are used to shooting. So basically looking at it in that respect. Where does this leave us now? Well, leaves me with a lot of work to do. I'm gonna be running the cherry bomb as well as the bottle rocket on a number of different platforms, whether they're ARs or other things, so I can get a better feel for it. Eventually, we'll revisit it, looking at both the cherry bomb as well as probably some other type of muzzle brake, as well as probably the A2 birdcage again. Again, for no other reason than people are familiar with it. And yeah, revisit at a later date. But as always, thanks for joining us at kitbadger.com. Look forward to seeing you next time.